some old press-ons and orders. So, and I don't even know what kind of glaze I was using for this. So for people who don't know what ceramics is, it's basically just like you build stuff with clay, and then you have to like fire the clay. You have to put this in this like a thing called a kiln. I think it's called a kiln. And so basically that makes the clay like hard, but you have to be careful because like after that you have to glaze it. You kind of have to paint it, and then you have to put it back in the kiln so that it becomes like this. I don't know how to explain it, but I like mixed two different kinds of colors and I got this kind of thing. And look at when you're firing your thingamabob, you have to be careful because the glaze, it starts to droop, and sometimes, sorry, oh no. Like sometimes it starts to like go down, and when that happens, it can get stuck to the shelves, like on the kiln. So like that happened to one of my classmates where their project got stuck on the shelf, and my teacher couldn't move it. Like she couldn't get it off, so she had to get like a screwdriver, and like basically she had to break the project so that it could come off the shelf. And the project was like ruined, and so was the shelf. So when you're glazing, you have to make sure. Bro, these planes. So yeah, when you're glazing, you have to make sure that you leave space in between. So yeah, this one's like my least favorite just because I lost the lid too. So what should I show you next? I'll show you the other small one. So this is Lake River Richardson. Yes, that is what I named him. Don't ask where I got the name from. I like when I make up names like this, I just pull them out of my ass. So so yes, this is Lake River Richardson. And so for this project, like this project that we had to do, we had to make like a mythical creature, right? So our teacher was like, you guys can combine animals together, or you can just do whatever, like just like as long as it's like some kind of animal, you know? And we're like, okay. So I actually was gonna do King Bob. If you guys don't know who King Bob is, search him up because I love King Bob. King Bob is my king. And I told my teacher like, hey, like, is it okay if I do King Bob? And she was like, yes, you can do King Bob, but you're gonna get points taken off because it isn't that creative, right? And I'm like, oh, yeah, okay, I guess. So I ended up asking my mom, like, hey, give me two animals. And she gave me a chameleon, or like I think it was chameleon, and a rhino. So guys, this took so much work to do. So as you can look, yes, he's been gutted. So basically, when you're making a project that's like thicker than an inch, you have to cut the inside out and like just like get all the stuff out, because if it's thicker than an inch, then it explodes. And so what I did was that I actually like put texture. I don't know if you guys can see it. I would like poke holes like this so that it was textured. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. So that it was textured, so that's why. And actually, I don't like the colors that I chose for this, because I didn't add enough glaze, so you can actually still see some of like, I don't know if you guys can see it that well, but like in some of the spots you can still see the clay. Like some of the spots, like, I don't know if you guys can see it that well, but you can still see the clay in some of the spots. And I did it like this because I was going with like that chameleon vibe, you know, like, you know what I mean? And then so then I added the spikes in the back because of the liquid chameleon is basically glycerin kind of. So I added that, and then I added the tail, and then I added the forelegs. And since it was standing, it doesn't have any glaze because this was on the part that was on the shelf. Like I mentioned before, it's not allowed to touch the shelf. Like the glaze is not allowed to touch the shelf. So whatever's touching the shelf, it should not be glazed. And then here is this was also super hard, you guys, because basically when you want things to like stick together, you have to like score it. So basically you like cut little marks on there, and then you grab a slip, I think it's called slip, which is just clay and water, which is like kind of like, it comes out like a glue consistency. So you score it, you add the marks, and then you put the slip on, and then you're supposed to stick them together, right? But that was so hard because the teeth are literally super small, right? And the tongue also was super hard to do because I had to put it in there. And then I was like almost done, and I was like, guys, like it doesn't look complete, like something's missing. I was like talking to my friends, like my group mates, and they're like, well, what are you thinking of adding? And I was just sitting there, and I was thinking, and I decided to add wings. So I gave him some wings, which were bat inspired. Yeah, and one of them actually, this one, yeah, you guys can see, one of them actually came off when it was being fired. Like I didn't like attach it properly, so it came off. So my teacher super glued it for me. Yay. But yeah, she's my fave. One of my faves, I would say. I take a lot of pride in this, and I've had this in senior year, and I'm a sophomore in college now, so I've had it for a while. Okay, and the next thing we're gonna get is the giant teapot. Okay, so the only thing inside here is quarters. So we actually use this for like our laundry quarters because my mom was like, what are we gonna do with this teapot? Like, we don't even really drink tea. And I'm like, I don't know. So now my parents use it to keep their money. Okay. Oh, it's heavy. So this is my teapot. And one thing I regret about the teapot is that I chose black. So basically, you know what, I'll show you the lid first, and then I'll show you the bottom part, like the body or whatever. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. So when I was making the teapot, I was like, what kind of vibe do I want to go for? And I decided I want to do nature, right? So the flowers, I did not make the flowers. I put clay in. My teacher had molds of like different things on them. My teacher had clays, like molds of different like flowers, a bunch of different things. So I'd put the clay in, and then my mom just got home, and so I just like attached them, and oh yeah, she also had molds of leaves, and so yeah, and I colored the flowers using underglaze, which is different from like regular glaze, because underglaze, glaze, when it's fired, when it comes in the bottle, it's like one color. So let's say I get one that's called like, they got crazy names like starry blue or some shit like that, and the bottle, the glaze will actually look red, right? But once it's fired in the kiln, it comes out the color that it's supposed to be, right? But underglaze, it comes out the color that it originally isn't in the bottle, if that makes sense. And with underglaze, you have to add the underglaze, but then you have to add a clear glaze glaze on top, if I remember correctly. So all the flowers and the whatever was used was done with underglaze. And I was like, you know what, my lid, you know, it needs a little handle, but I'm like, what the hell is gonna be my handle? And I was messing around, and I ended up doing a little flower on top. So yeah. And as I said, the one thing I regret is that I used black, because basically I was the black is actually just like regular glaze. So the color in the actual bottle was like a purple, and I was painting my teapot, and I was like, oh my god, the purple looks so good. But it's too late. Like, I can't take it all off. It's gonna take forever, and I would like the time. Like, we had to finish the projects pretty soon. So when it fired, it turned out black, and that's like my biggest regret for this project, because with the light, it was like a purple lavender kind of color. It was so pretty, you guys. And she's got a hole in there because, like I mentioned before, when it's thick, it has to be carved out, and also when it's hollow, it has to have a hole because it needs to like escape, if that makes sense. Because like the kiln gets so hot that, like, I don't know how to explain it, but if it's hollow inside, it needs to have a hole. Okay, and man, let's grab. Oh, it's heavy. And actually, my teapot was kind of functional. When we finished our teapots, we had a date where my teacher brought in cookies and like a bunch of different things and tea, and we just spent the day watching a movie and drinking tea. It was kind of fun. And so this one had a bunch of the flowers, vines, leaves, and then I added butterflies, which were kind of like, it was surprisingly hard to paint. I don't know why I couldn't do it. Let's put that down, and let's grab the last thing. Which is this bad boy. Okay, so actually this broke off. But we had to design a mask for, like, I think it was like our final project. Actually, no, we had one more project, which was our lantern. But I'm not gonna show you that because that one is actually so bad. Like, it's not, this is not me being modest, right? It's just not good. Like, it was like my last project. I was like sick and tired. I had all my exams, my AP exams coming up. I was like, I want to finish this. So it was an ass project. It was not good. But so my teacher loved this so much. She actually put this on display, and I had to come up with a name. And my friend told me that I should name it Hawaiian Punch, and so we named it Hawaiian Punch. And so I don't know, like, I was just like, I want to make it look like a face, right? Because a lot of people, like, they just kind of did like a bunch of, I don't even know what people did, but I'm like, I want her to be, you know, I just want her to be something. So when I was designing it, I was like, should I have two eyes? I'm like, no, I think I'm gonna have it one eye. And the one eye was I used I think underglaze for this. And she's got a long ass nose. And the lips were also I think underglaze as well. And you know, I was like doing it, and I'm like, I kind of want to make her look like, you know, she's gonna have a little something. So I added a nose piercing. I don't know if you guys can see that. There's that nose piercing. And here are the ears. I was gonna add earrings things, but at that point I'm like, it was gonna be too much work and I didn't want to do that. So here are the ears. And these, I don't know if you guys can see that, but you see this like mark. She was supposed to be crying, like she was like crying, but I don't know, I don't think that went over well. And since she was like already a diva, I decided, you know what, she's gonna need help. Like she's got like high cheekbones, you know, like she's got like, her cheekbones are so prominent. So I added these right here. And man, this part was also for some reason so hard to like get together, because here's the thing. Okay, so I had to make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these, right? And they had to be like thick, because if they weren't thick, it would just like flop over, right? But the problem was, this is what the back looks like, by the way. But the problem was that once I had to do this separately, right? So at this point it was just a mask, and I was building this separately, and so I was ready. So I had to attach them, you know, slip and score. I attached all of them, and it was time to attach it to the actual mask. But the thing was that this was so heavy, because they were all so thick and so many, that it actually like, when it, because I was working on it, it was like this, right? So I put it on and it flopped down. I'm like, oh my Jesus, I'm like, of course it's gonna flop down. Gravity, physics, right? So what I had to do was that I had to make like a little like something where I had to put something under here so that when it was drying, it would stay on here, right? And so I was scared that it wasn't gonna survive the kiln process and that it was gonna break off. But thankfully, she survived and she stayed alive. But yeah. Okay guys, I think that's it for today. Let me know which one was your favorite, and just let me know if this video is so random. I literally had no plan, but I just wanted to record today. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Comment, like, and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram if you want, and I'll see you guys next